What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to the WARFRAME video. So yeah, we're still waiting on the duviri release date, but that's not stopping me from getting prepared for duviri in every way I can. Going over that leaked list of Incarnon adapters, we're going to be rolling a Riven for the Sibear today. The Sibear is that one hammer that takes like way too much cryotic to build. And yeah, I have a Riven for this thing. We're going to be spending about 100k Kuva, and yeah, I hope that you enjoy these types of videos, guys. I have a massive headache, so I'm going to try to just take a little bit easy for this one today, not get too excited or anything like that. So, if you're interested in the Sibear, we're going to go over all the Incarnon leaked options and stuff before we roll the Riven, too. So, you're in the right place if you're getting excited for duviri. So, as far as the Sibear's base stats, it's a hammer. And if you watch my Magistar Riven rolling video, basically the Magistar, I think the Sanctity Magistar might become one of the strongest weapons in the game after the Incarnon Unlocker. But this thing will probably be pretty strong too. It's going to be having Impact, Puncture, Slash, and Base Cold. So with Condition Overload, you can get a good amount of different procs on here. We've got not the best crit chance or crit damage, unfortunately, but we've got good status chance, good range, and I guess okay attack speed, 1x attack speed, comparing that to the Sanctity Magistar, which I think will become one of the strongest weapons. Same exact attack speed, but actually the Sanctity Magistar's got double the crit chance. So, but it does have less base damage and no cold. So, as far as what I'm going to be going for here, honestly, I'm probably just going to go for a crit build, like a heavy attack crit build. If we look at what the leaked Incarnon list is for the Sibear, here's what I've seen so far. So, reminder: this is not official information from DE, so these things are likely subject to change. And I would not really suggest heavily rolling a Riven going off of these stats. But as far as what we have for the first tier, increased combo gain on targets affected by freeze procs. So that's like the behind-the-scenes way to refer to cold procs. So if an enemy has a cold proc on them, they will increase combo gain on an enemy that's hit with cold procs on them. Additionally, so that one sounds kind of weak, honestly. Second, we have damage with armor above X. I'm assuming that's going to mean your armor is above X, and you can do this type of thing. So if you are like modded for armor, so you have Arcane Guardian proc, I'm guessing it's going to be like over 1,000 armor, increased damage. So if it's a big damage number increase, that might be worth checking out. Next one, we got range. So just range all the time. So as far as the best option for tier 1, it's probably going to be, I guess, just armor or damage when you have above armor X. So it'll only work on specific frames, probably. The other one will be increased combo gain on enemies affected by freeze. If you are doing a combined element, like I said, this thing has base cold, so just throwing on one toxin mod makes it viral. I don't know if I'm going to be even modding for freeze or cold procs anyway, so we'll see what ends up happening in the end. I kind of have a decent Riven for cold procs right now, but I don't think that's going to really be as big of a deal. Let's keep reading, though. So for tier 2, we got either range or heavy attack wind-up speed. And also the third one is combo counter time. So I guess I'm going to go for heavy attack wind-up speed as I'm going for a heavy attack build. And for the third tier, killing a target with X amounts of cold procs adds shield regen. So on kill on an enemy that has cold procs on them, a certain amount of cold procs on them, you will get shield regen, basically shield gating for a period of time. So I just thought about this. Maybe we could proc them with cold procs for like the Epitaph or like a cold Kuva Nucor or something, and then kill them. Even though this thing has base cold, that probably would be the smart way to do it, because modding for cold damage is not very useful in most situations. Other options, we got high crit chance increase, and damage on first attack from gun equipped after melee kill has increased damage. So it's kind of a stat stick on the last one. If you read tier 3C, damage on first attack from gun equipped after melee. So after you get a melee kill, you swap to your gun, and then the next shot you fire from that gun after you get a melee kill will do increased damage. It has to be a really high number for that to even matter. But yeah, so as far as I'm not really changing my mind. I'm going to be going for a heavy attack build here. This is a decent roll, so thankfully I already have a pretty good one to start off with. Let's get in here and start rolling this Riven. Alright, additional combo count chance and melee damage. That could be good to get to 12x very easily, but I'm going to stick with this one for right now just because it is a good chunk of extra range and cold damage. We're really looking for things like critical damage, combo duration is decent, heavy attack efficiency is not good though, but that is a lot of crit damage. Since that's a crappy negative, I'm going to stick with this one. We're kind of hunting for a good negative here if we're going to be taking a negative. Like, not that, pretty much. Not negative crit damage, because it makes it unusable, pretty much. And yeah, I hope you guys have been enjoying these types of videos. Like I said in the previous video, we're likely getting the duviri release date on April 5th. And if you go off of my potential leaked information from somebody else, April 11th seems to be the rumored date. Let's just put it like that, the rumored date. Mine's 196% crit chance. This thing does really not even have that much crit chance, honestly, so going for a crit build might not be the smartest, but at the same time, why wouldn't I go for a crit build? This thing, it's not really exact. I mean, it's going to do some procs, but as you can see, the slash damage is not really the highest weighting. There's a lot of cold damage, a lot of impact damage, and some slash damage, so unlike the Magistar, this is not going to have impact become slash and vice versa. What we have here, damage to infested is an automatic no. I didn't even look how much Kuva we had when I started rolling. That probably was a mistake. But yeah, just feeling pretty terrible right now. Ooh, what do we have here? Critical chance, toxin, attack speed minus finisher. That seems pretty good because, I mean, right off the bat, you get the toxin added into the cold to make it viral, and then increased crit chance and attack speed. I'm going to take that one for now. Let's roll a couple more times just to see if we get anything better. Minus finisher is totally free. I mean, even though hammers do have very high finisher damage, I'm likely not going to be doing finishers like all the time with this thing. What we have here, cold attack speed, damage to corpus. We already have cold on the weapon, so I'm going to stick with this. Now, I'm not really super excited to have viral on here, but again, it has base cold, so you only have limited options in the first place. Damage to Grenier, status chance, status duration. Let's give it a couple more rolls here, then we'll go take a quick look in the simulacrum if I can fit this thing on to see what kind of stats we're dealing with now. Minus heavy attack efficiency is not the way to do it. Reminder that this thing is going to have potentially built-in range on one of the options. So, yeah, we're not going to need to mod for range, really. Passing up a range Riven kind of felt bad. But, hey, these are some pretty good DPS increases here, as well as base viral damage, of course. Now, this thing has very high Riven dispo, as you can see. So if you were to get like a melee damage stat, it would probably be like multiple 100%. So that's going to give you some big extra damage if you didn't have a Riven. And why am I using a Sibear Riven? It's mostly just to see for fun if it will be any good once the Incarnon Unlocker comes out. Reminder, like, we will be getting potentially like these evolutions as choices, but there will also be an extra... there's the melee damage to talk about, 200% melee damage, but an unusable negative. We'll potentially be getting an extra buff, too, once we get to, like, 5x multiplier and then heavy attack. Think of, like, the Praetos or the Inodem. Once you get the 5x multiplier, that's when, like, you get a buff afterwards. Like, I think the Praetos gets, like, increased range and stuff like that. Even though Praetos is basically just uses a mobility stat stick. That's what I use it for. Praetos Revisited video maybe in the future. I actually did not like the Praetos at all at first, but I feel like I was thinking about the wrong way. I don't need to use the Praetos as an actual melee weapon, I just need to use it as a mobility stat stick, so... 100% heavy attack efficiency, increased melee damage, that seems pretty good, but I have a tri-stat with a negative here, so it's going to be pretty hard to pass this up. Keeping in mind, this will also let me free up a mod slot for now to run a Toxin mod. Alright, last couple rolls here, let's go take a look at it in the simulacrum and see what we got to deal with. 263% melee damage, but increased cold, yeah. I think we're going to stick with this for now. Let's just do one more. Last roll for sure this time. And we'll take a look at what kind of stats we're dealing with now. More cold damage. Okay, I feel like we got a pretty good one in the end. As this is a weapon you're most likely going to mod for a combined elemental. Alright, so we have, in the end, we got 64.8% attack speed, 122% toxin, 224.9 critical chance, and minus 120% finisher damage. So I don't think I'm going to be able to fit on all the mods that I want for a full build right now, just because it keeps a couple more forma. But let's just go take a quick look at it in the simulacrum and see if it's doing any good. Of course, since we are modding for viral damage right now, unarmored enemies are going to be our main targets, because viral is good against unarmored enemies. And I think the game just went crashed or something. Hello? Oh, there we go. There we go. I don't usually stay in the Drifter's camp for long. I should probably leave now that I've done my call mission and my Archon hunt. Alright, so let's go and look at this Sibear and see what kind of numbers we're dealing with. Yep, duviri can't come soon enough. Alright, so that's with, I think, no attack speed mods right there. Alright, so we don't have room on the build right now for this. I'm going to just take off Blood Rush for right now. Actually, I'll take off Sacrificial Steel. Okay, so we actually have more crit chance than Sacrificial Steel normally would provide. And we have 1.65 attack speed, but 964 viral damage before Condition Overload's taken into account, or anything crits like that. So 9 with the full build, looking pretty good. Let me actually I can form this right now. It should let me fit on one more mod here. I think I have a D polarity in here from my old Riven. So let's take off that D polarity. I don't think there's any reason I'd have it on here in the end. Okay, cool. And we don't have any range, but if we do, we have 5.6 meters of range if we throw that on there. In the meantime, let's just like throw on Gladdermite, I guess, and let's see how it goes. Okay, 48% attacks, 48% crit chance before heavy attack multipliers are taken into account. Reminder: this is not going to be a full build at all, and I actually probably should armor strip them if I really want to see the numbers. Okay, 1500. This thing, okay, now I remember why I used to like this thing. This thing can like knock enemies across the room like really, really far, like ragdolls like crazy. So that could be kind of funny, but reminder: these guys are not going to be dead after they're ragdoll. They're still going to be alive. Oh wait, I forgot. This thing actually does guaranteed cold procs. Yeah, the Sibear does guaranteed cold procs. I forgot about that. I think it's like on like Slam, it will do a cold proc. So that will be very nice. Now that I know that, maybe we did get a pretty good roll actually. Of course, I think going further into crit damage would have been nice. Overall melee damage. There's the cold proc right there. Okay, forced cold procs. So with those evolutions that are leaked, you could be looking at some pretty nasty stuff. You'll be honestly probably reliably procking the shield regen on kill. And then what was the other cold proc one as well? Increased combo gain on targets affected by freeze. So in that case, to get your easy combo multiplier, you do like one slam attack, get some cold procs on enemies. Here, let me throw in an armor strip frame too while we're at it. Get some cold procs on enemies, and you'll be getting those buffs. You'll be getting extra damage. You'll be getting extra combo gain and things of that nature. So let's just go with like Necros, I guess. He's pretty easy to remove armor with. All right, and I usually use the Rip Guns on Necros, but I just want to show this really quick. All right, so we got a viral Sibear and armor strip from Necros. I'm expecting pretty good one-shots here, even though we have no Bane mod. All right. Procs, switch to this. Alright, pretty decent for no multiplier. That guy didn't take as much damage, though. So yeah, I think this might have some potential. Again, like I said earlier in the video, I definitely think that the Magistar is going to be the one to look out for. So if you don't have a Magistar Riven, consider going for it. But yeah, the Sibear can do some fun stuff, too. And the fact that it has guaranteed cold procs means there's probably going to be some synergy. Let's see how big that range of cold procs is. And cold procs don't seem to last very long, but yeah, reminder, cold procs also did get buffed somewhat recently. They do about 50% slow from one cold proc, so, you know, if that's interesting to you, I hope that this may have enticed you to try this out. If not, you know, there is the Magistar, there is the Fragor, and all that stuff, so I'll see you guys in the next video. I appreciate all the support, and take it easy. I'll be modding this thing out more for the future, so take it easy. Peace!